Hey there, it's John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 3rd of February 2024. How y'all doing? So, before I get into anything, I'm going to try and piece together as best as I can this really strange dream I had last night. So, in the dream, I was supposed to go from here in Connecticut and then stop by Chicago, where my friend Laura is, and then go to California. And I don't remember why I was going to California, but it was something important. And I don't know if it involved anyone. It might have involved my nephew Pat, it might have involved my friend Lori, it might have involved neither. But also my friend Roz was involved on this end because the way I was getting there was at Campo Beach here in Westport, and Roz and I were traveling in this giant uncooked rib roast on the water. And you would kind of hold on to it. You wouldn't get in it. You'd hold on to it, and then it would propel along the water. Wow, my voice broke. Oh, or I'm possessed by Slim Whitman. I don't think so. Rosemary? But yeah, traveling by sort of like the giant ribs in the title sequence in the Flintstones, where the giant ribs on the car. It was like that kind of size of ribs. Only there were more than just four or five. There were like lots and lots of regular size ribs, making this sort of like semicircle of giant. I don't know if they were pork or beef ribs. Doesn't matter. They were raw ribs floating on the water, and that's how I was going to get there. And I had a flash in there with my friend Laura, and she was getting her hair cut. And I don't mean at like a beautician or something. I mean literally just someone was there with a scissor, and her hair was coming out, and it was black, which isn't her hair color. Anyway, that was the dream last night. What does it mean? I don't know. So, my big thing this week was I had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. That the transportation back and forth was nightmarish, but that's not the point. So I went to the doctor, and it's the first time I've dealt with this doctor only over the phone, and she's been kind of like, curt and dismissive and that. But in person, she was a real sweetheart and a great person. I had to get all kinds of blood work done and other stuff. So I was waiting the next day to hear the bad news and hear, well, your A1C is, 10, 12, whatever, something ridiculous. But to my surprise, my A1C, for those of you who know such things, you'll was 5.3. Pretty darn good. Probably the best that it's been since I've had my A1C taken. So there you go. She's also switching me. I take several medications for diabetes, and she's removing two and putting me on a thing called Trulicity to go along with my metformin and my insulin, because she said that it'll work like the glipizide and pioglitazone, only I'll also lose some weight, which I'm happy to do. But I was trying to think of why my A1C was so good, and I think, if anything, it's because I'm very diligent, like clockwork, with all my medications. I learned through other people and through my own experiences in the past that is very important. So if you're on meds, take those meds. Very important. So another thing occurred to me last night. I've been doing a bunch of AI related artwork and having fun with that tool, and it is a tool. And I wanted to do some projects. I also have some music projects that I want to work on this year. And I came up with a name, and I liked that. So all of my stuff now whether it be art or music, is going to, in my mind, come under the auspices of Wilcox Factory. I'm probably going to make some kind of little logo, and we'll see where we go with that. But I had an idea for a kind of a cyberpunk y sort of comic kind of sort of thing that I want to use the AI for, because I've been coming up with some fascinating images that I want to string together. And as if something and as something comes of that, I'll keep you all apprised. Beyond that, talk more this week. Happy to hear that my friend Marcy is recovering nicely. Um, Talked with two of my nephews, nephew Pat, my nephew Timmy, during this past week, and those were good conversations. Um, Oddly enough, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I've been watching the entire last season of it, which I never got to see back in 1998 because it was too hectic a year for me. And it's been wonderful. I forgot how good this series was. I don't know. I mean, you're either a Trek person or you're not. But I would put this up there easily with Next Generation. The writing is stellar. The actors, perfect. It's just great. And for Next Generation fans, of course, it also has Colm Meaney as Miles O'Brien and Michael Dorn as Worf, who joined, I think, in the third season. Uh, so it has that definite, Next Generation tie within it. And I've really been enjoying them. And oddly enough, especially James Darren, who plays a holographic lounge singer in there named Vic, and I can't think of his last name. Well, let's just say he's Vic. Uh, and it's wonderful. So I've been enjoying those. And, you know, back to work, lining up some more interviews, transcribing the Steve Hackett interview, so that'll be up hopefully next week or the week after. I want to tie it to when his album comes out, which is what we talked about. And beyond that, I made some nice chumbot today. I think I'm going to use a photo of it as my intro piece here, so you'll see it. And life is going on. It was nice to be out, even if it was just the doctor, but nice to be out in the world. I wish I could do that more. Um, any volunteers? Let me know. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.